Today on Mommy Will Fix It, we will take our countertops and we will cover them with a granite type wallpaper to make them appear as if the entire kitchen is granite. Now I have tricked a lot of people by this method where they actually think it's granite until you actually are here and you see it. So today we're going to recover this middle island because it gets the worst burns and other things. So the only thing about this countertop style sticky wallpaper is that if you put something hot on it without a hot pad, it will burn through. So we're going to start by removing this old stuff, and it's very simple. We just peel it off, and I'm going to have my sons help me, and we're going to recover it and teach you how exactly to do it without bubbles, and it will last about a year without needing some repair. Okay, so this has taken us about 10 minutes, all three of us working together, and we have this small little section here. Now we have found a very simple method using a butter knife, how to pry this up because it is quite sticky. So we're going to show you what to do with a butter knife to pull it up. So if you just slide the butter knife underneath the wallpaper, it will break the seal of it, and then you can pull it up and then rip it, and hopefully it will come together. And again, this is wallpaper, so it is quite sticky, and it is not, anyone who has removed wallpaper knows it is not fun to get off. But this is the best kitchen countertop replacement method that I found, apart from replacing the actual countertops. Okay, so the first thing you will need is to collect your supplies. So we already have our wallpaper wrap. You need a pair of scissors. I use the mason jar tops for smoothing it out. And then the last thing is optional, but it's a staple gun. So this is used to, when you fold it over, we will staple the bottom to make sure it goes into the countertop so that the tops are not, or the ends are not popping up. And then it looks more complete. So we will move these to the side for now. Now we have two options. We can put it this way and have an overlap in the middle, or actually more towards the side. And I don't choose to do it this way because I feel like things get caught on it more and it's harder to hide the seam. So I usually go this way. And the first thing you will do is on the back here, you have little markings. So for our countertops, we're going to need 3.5 blocks to go over the sides, and that will wrap it around here and go perfectly underneath where it doesn't hang over. And this is our chalkboard, so right now that actually needs repainted, so that will be another video. But you don't want it to hang onto the wood cabinets beside it. So we will begin, and the first thing we're going to do is measure this and cut it, and then we will begin peeling this off slowly. It's best to have 3 people's help, one person to hold this tight, another person and the other 2 people to use the tops to slowly push so that you are getting rid of the air bubbles. Okay, you ready? So your side is correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this end. Or is it air bubble? Well, we're not ready to do that. Then we'll have extra to cut off. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is go over to that side, and you're going to begin to peel this off. Okay, and then you're going to hold onto the sticky part only on the end. Don't go any farther than about that far.
Come on.
It should help him. Okay, so we're going to peel off this backing. You have to be careful not to touch too much of it or it will be less sticky. Okay. And then we're going to just fold that piece underneath and hold that. And now we're going to just press and hold. Okay, so we're pulling and we're pushing underneath the countertop to get this end to stick. Now there's a very special method that you want for the corners. So do not press your corners down. That is going to be one of the last things that you will do. The nice thing about this is it's relatively inexpensive. So if you do mess up, it's not a huge deal. So I have done the entire counter, or the entire counters for 4 rolls of the wallpaper. One of these rolls is about $20 if it's on sale. So the entire kitchen was done for less than $100 with tax, which is amazing. So what we're going to do now is to pull this end up. And now I need both of 2 mason jar tops.
I have one.
Okay, so you only do about 6 inches at a time. Can I have a mason jar top? Thank you. And your job is just to pull this straight up. You're gonna hold this. No, not right here. You're over here. And we're going to take these, and you're just gonna start at the very edge and just slowly press towards the middle. Now it's important to go slow or you will get air bubbles. And then you can go from the center and go out. And that will smooth all the extra air bubbles. And then we'll slowly work our way towards the middle. There's one right there, so just push that one out. Now we're gonna pull this back a little farther. And then if you could just pull this that way. Just hold it right here. It's starting to go down, and the air bubbles are relatively easy to get rid of as long as you use these tops. Some of the wallpapers that I saw do come with a thing that looks like a flat credit card, and I do not like using it. For some reason, the open hole in the middle makes it a lot easier to get rid of the air bubbles. So we're going to pull this back and just hold it right on the other side. And the third person helps substantially to avoid the air bubbles. Hold it. So I cut this a little too long, so now we're going to trim the edge just a little bit so there's not a hangover. And it's better to trim less. And it's better to trim less than to trim too much and then regret it. And this has absolutely 0 air bubbles. And now we have come to the edges, and this is where the tricky part starts. So the way we've learned to do it is if you take this and you fold in while keeping this up. And you fold over, and then don't fold down yet. You have to start from the middle, and you just slide this here, and where's yours at? Okay, and then we're going to fold down and over here to get the tight corner. And then once you get here, we're going to fold under. And that makes a perfectly flat, and I don't know the name of that kind of corner, but in sewing it's called a mitered corner, but I'm not sure if that's what it would be called in this instance. And then what we're going to do is, if you have it on hand, we're going to use a staple gun, and ours is locked for safety, and we have staples in it. So we're going to take this, we're going to hold this right here, and we're going to be very careful. And that will just make it nice and tight, and it will no longer pop at all here. And the only thing we're going to do is take a tiny bit of glue, and we're just going to dab some glue in there and then push it down. So I will go along here and use the staple gun every few inches. Okay, so we're going to be very careful, and I'm using an extra strong instant adhesive that I bought off Amazon. So I'm going to take it on the Q-tip. I'm going to be very careful to just get it right underneath, but not anywhere else. And then just press right down on the edge. And that will just be an extra precautionary measure for it to pop up. Please be careful it doesn't point at your face. I think that's just we use this glue so much that it just is done for. So this glue has a secondary part, and it is an actual bonding agent. It's called Adhesive Guru, and it's 2 parts. So this is the instant adhesive activator. So what I can do is just spray it underneath there, and it's a clear paste, and I will just get paper towels. And this is just an extra part that you do not need to do, but it will really help, just kind of like the staple gun. And these edges are pretty thick, but sometimes they do peel over time. But we're going to have a secondary video where we will patch test, or we will patch an area that has been, a hot pot has been placed down on it by one of my kids. And we're going to patch that in a short, so you can watch that, how we do that. So we want about 1 inch of overlap here. And we just want to make sure that we have enough, which we do not, to do the rest of the counter. So we're going to have to patch it then.
Do we have another roll?
We do not. So do you have it measured that way?
I have it under exactly how I need it.
Okay, so we'll cut this end.
Wait, it's a little top. There you go.
So we'll pull it.
I'm going to cut about 1.5 inches.
Don't cut too much off because you will regret it. And with us, we're limited on the rest of our amount that we have. Now, we lost one of our helpers for pulling it, so it's going to make it a little more trying, but we will now see how you can do it with just 2 people. You want to start with that side? Okay. has a wrinkle there, you have to be careful. Start with the edge first to get the crease.
I have one of those like little pockets.
You start from the middle and go out towards the side.
It appears we may have cut it a bit at an angle.
And that's fine, you won't see it underneath. Okay, so I will pull as you're going to need to pull this side as you use that side because we lost our third person. And that is fine. You can easily hold this and pull it as you do it. You can easily do it with 2 people. It's just a little bit easier with 3.
The piece we're using. Maybe it'll be easier just to pick a little bit.
Sorry back. No, I'll hold the whole thing. Okay, that works too. Okay, you can hardly tell there's a crease, but again, you can always go the opposite direction if you choose.
I'm gonna start going over here.
And I'll cut off the excess. We forgot to do the staples on this side.
I didn't do staples on that side yet.
If you could
There's so much pressure that builds up when using staple gun.
focus so that you have it underneath. Now I only have a
That's too Yes. There you go.
And again, with our corner, we have to be very careful to make sure we fold it the correct direction so that we avoid this kind. If I choose to next time, I can buy a different type of wallpaper countertop wrap, and I can make our countertops look quartz or granite or anything else that we choose. So we're just going to finish up on this corner, and then we will show you how the entire thing will look once it is done. Okay, so now we're just going to get the rest of the staples. To finish the edges, we will finish the corners with some more glue. like we are out of staples, so we're going to do the best we can, only focusing on the corners
Okay.
until we can order some more staples.
You just want me to focus on the
Just on the corners.
And
Very
if
careful.
I have enough, I'll do it.
Now I'm going to bring you over here so we can see. Bring it over here so we can see our countertops. And you can see from a distance, they look like normal granite countertops. We actually did not have any bubbles today, which that's our first time out of the 3 times doing this with no bubbles. And you can see our flattened corners. This one just needs a little more the staple gun underneath. But you can see how really nice the corners look. And then over here, how very nice this corner looks. So with a little time, about an hour for this small section, I would say for about 3 hours, you can cover your entire kitchen and make it look like a granite countertop repair. And that's how any mommy can fix it.